Alright, welcome to my follow-up on the Hornet ball python that I got from Fred Kick. He's pretty good. He ate. He hasn't been eaten recently, but that's probably not his fault. Uh, or he might have, I'm not entirely sure, because I did have a mouse in there, and either him or his mate ate it. But I am mating him at the moment, unwanting, but that's for a different story. But he's a really good snake. He sheds very weird. He does not shed all in one for some odd reason, even though he's got humidity and everything. I get close. You can see that he's shedding right here on the side of his neck. Uh, I've been trying to up his humidity and everything, but he just sheds weird. He started on his belly and then went to his side, then his head, and for some odd reason he's just not getting the shed off from his neck, even though he has stuff in there for his neck so that he can shed against. But I try to bathe him, but he is a very weird snake. Like, I know you don't have to really worry much about a snake drowning itself to death, but I would not be surprised if he drowned to death. He's just really weird. He'll leave his mouth open in the water, and I just don't trust him alone, so I gotta watch him while he bathes and stuff. For I generally give it about 20-30 minutes for him. But other than that, his little weird shed issues, he's really good. He's very docile. He's probably like the best snake I have right now because I can bring him anywhere because he'll just ball up, and I have a black sweater with pockets in the middle, and I can just put him in there. He'll stay there the whole time till I take him out, and then he'll just unravel and move around. Uh, so like I did say, Fred said he had, I think, no corkscrews, but he does corkscrew slightly, but it's very seldom. Like, you'll probably see it once in a blue moon, pretty much, so I'm not surprised he didn't think he corkscrewed. Because I watch him a lot, and I can see that he, like, half corkscrew. It's not, like, really bad. He doesn't just continuously corkscrew, like I saw once at the Manchester Expo. There was a spider that was just continuously corkscrewing, and I'm surprised I even had that thing there, trying to sell it for, I think it was $80, and it was just continuously corkscrewing. But with him, I haven't seen anything weird besides really bathing him. I think he might have a respiratory issue. I'm not entirely sure because sometimes he does make weird sounds, but it's not continuous, and I've never seen snot bubbles. Like, if you see with his face, he doesn't have any snot bubbles or any snot issues. He just makes a really weird popping sound. But I haven't seen anything to really show towards respiratory issues because he breathes perfectly fine. I have never heard him uh, struggle breathing. He just makes this pop sound. I should probably look into it and see if it's something, or just bring him to a vet. Uh, but Fred was real good with this. I'd highly recommend Fred Kick. Like, if you look at my other videos with my two girls I got, they're really good too. I'll make an update video on them eventually, whenever I get to it. But really nothing weird with him. He's like really tame. So are the other two girls. Like, they've never tried to bite me. I think he tried to bite me last night, but I can't really tell for sure because I couldn't see him. But I think it was just his head trying to push against. One thing I can definitely say is if you ever get a spider ball python, they're really annoying to give bath to if you don't have a top, because they will just continuously try to go up. Because for some odd reason, with other snakes, you can do this to the top of their head and they'll just automatically stop. But he just continuously goes up. He's generally not head shy. I'm surprised he's just flinching and stuff. Usually he just lets me touch his head and everything. He doesn't really care. But he seems to be getting, I think he might actually have his eyes covered. I can't really tell. But maybe that would explain some stuff. I just need to give him more baths. I really don't know why he has such weird shed issues. Like, with his stomach is where it started, and you could tell that his stomach was shedding. And then it went to all here. I managed to help him get all of this off his back and stuff, but his neck's just not coming off. But he's a really good snake. Like I said, Red told me a lot about him beforehand, his birth date, how much he approximately weighed and stuff. And he seems to be a little lighter. Maybe, I'm not entirely sure. I don't really have anything to weigh snakes yet. But that's probably just because he's mating and stuff and he hasn't really eaten for a month. Other than that, he ate really well before he was mating, so I'm pretty sure he'll easily go back on food. He's a very can't watch him while he eats because he likes to eat. He just doesn't like to eat and be watched. So really the only thing with him. And since Fred always feeds them frozen rats, you don't have to worry about live because even with those other girls, even my lesser whatever, pretty much a lesser Hornet. She's really big. She's about probably almost. I'm not entirely sure, but she's a lot bigger than him, and she eats frozen rats as well. So I made sure to ask Fred about what they eat, and he'll tell you. His cloaca doesn't look as weird as the first time. I don't know if I ever showed his cloaca before, but it was pretty weird the first time I got him. It was like all weirdly looking, but it looks a lot better now. Uh, as you can tell, he's pretty healthy. He's always flicking his tongue around, checking around everything. He likes to look, and sometimes he'll just stare at things and just like keep a stare at them. But usually he's always balled up. I don't know why he's so active right now. It's kind of weird. Usually he'll just stay into a ball. He doesn't really get active, but he's gonna get a bath. Try to get rid of this. You can see a lot of the nice colors come out because he has shed, and you can see the dullness of the shed on his neck that's coming out. Hopefully that goes out. His big issue is he doesn't like to keep his head in the water. He'll keep his body in the water, but he'll never put his neck in. So you gotta make sure to put something on the top. But if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I would highly recommend Fred if you're ever gonna get anything. I saw him at the Manchester Expo and he had a lot of cool snakes and stuff, frogs, scorpions, all kind of weird things. So if you're ever interested in any of those, definitely contact him. He always answers his phone. Generally, he only has answered like one time for me, but I was calling at like 10 p.m. at night, so not surprising to me. But make sure to subscribe, and if you have any questions about him, I'll feel free to answer them. Just leave them in the comment section. Bye.